The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
Elegant Monday morning to you, and happy President's Day. Welcome to the show. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things this morning across the way. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony Taylor text, 304-935-5008. We're in the Jarrett Construction Studios, right on time, right on budget. Visit jarrett-construction.com. Phone calls to the show, courtesy of Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, Spring Street, Charleston. Texting services provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Tailor, on Virginia Street. Tony's winter hours, Mondays 11 to 3, Tuesday through Friday 10:30 to 5:30, Saturdays by appointment only. For more, check out bestmastertailor.com or Tony's Facebook page. Monday edition of the show, President's Day, sunny and 75 in the capital city. I'm going to keep saying it till it actually is. Actually, the rain is behind us for now, and the week doesn't look too bad weather-wise. Maybe get up to 70 later this week. Coming up a little bit later on, former Charleston Mayor Danny Jones will stop by. He was away last week. Danny outliving his best life in California. He is back with us today. Lots to talk about with him. Can't wait to get his take on the Pam Bondi hearing last week. That ought to be fun. We'll get into that plus more with Danny coming up, and of course your calls and texts are always welcome. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony the Tailor text, 304-935-5008. And welcome in now our good friends, Naomi and Samantha from the West Side Neighborhood Association. Good morning, ladies, and welcome to the show. How we doing?
Good.
You guys are awful chipper for a Monday morning.
Well, we did some shots of coffee before we came on.
Thank you for saying shots of coffee. I appreciate that, because whenever the fun girls get here, we never know what's going to happen. So
it's a Monday.
It's a Monday.
Ask me Wednesday morning.
Happy,
it might switch.
Happy President's Day, by the way. So favorite president?
Not the one we have.
What's that?
Not the one we have.
Okay, not the one we have. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. See, choose somebody random that nobody can argue with. You know, you could say Benjamin Harrison or somebody, Ulysses Grant.
As a kid, I always liked Garfield, just because there was a cat named Garfield, and I would pretend that they were the same.
All right.
We were led by a cat who liked lasagna.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. See?
I have to go with Lincoln.
Okay. Have you come to that microphone a little bit?
Oh, yeah. You have to go with Lincoln.
Lincoln. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. There's no right or wrong answer. Appreciate it. Text says Calvin Coolidge was their favorite president. So there you go. All right, we'll just continue that. Text throughout the show. Tell us who your favorite president is or was. All right, before we get to I know you want to talk about the dad jokes competition we've got going on, but I also want to talk about some other things going on with your group. For those who may not know, haven't heard you on the show in the past, explain the West Side Neighborhood Association to us.
Well, the West Side Neighborhood Association is an organization that's been around for 30 years, whose neighbors coming together to organize cleanups and celebrate the West Side. And so we've kind of continued that model. We do organized cleanups. Sometimes they're fun and they're free and we get the community together. Other times we try to make them a little bit more fun and have a magician on hand and charcuterie and things like that. So we just try to organize all these fun events, bring people together, swap meets. I mean, we have a monthly social where people can come out and find about resources that are on the West Side, but also meet their neighbors and just take care of some problems they might have in their community. Mm-hmm. And it's a great time.
And it's open to anybody that lives on the West Side, is that
anybody
right?
that lives on the West Side, listen. If you live on the East End and you want to help us clean up, we're not going to turn you away.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Or business owners. I mean,
yep. All of it, everybody. Like we are into building a big community because Charleston's not that big of a place, and so we all need to rally together.
It's not. All right. How long have you been involved in the organization?
Oh, I feel like it's been 2.5 years at this point.
Okay, Samantha, what about you?
In April, it'll be 2 years.
All right, 2 years.
It flies by.
What was it that got you involved in this, Samantha?
Well, I live on the West Side. Mm-hmm. I chose my house specifically because I wanted to live on the West Side, and I do a lot of work on the national and state level. But I really wanted to feel connected to my local community. So what better way than working for my neighborhood association?
What is it that makes the West Side the best side, as the saying goes?
There's so many things that make the West Side the best side, including, honestly, it's the people, though. One of my first experiences, like even just touring the neighborhood, was how friendly everyone was, from the folks walking on the street to people noticing that I was looking for houses. They were like, this is a great place to live, and they took the time to talk to me about the neighborhood, and I'm just like, if people care this much.
So you're not originally from Charleston?
No.
Okay.
I've lived here 8 years, though.
Okay.
So,
all right.
There's that.
Well, my point is because a lot of people that live in certain areas, wherever it is, they say, well, I grew up here or whatever, but you don't have that story.
No.
You're not from here, but you chose them. So what about you, Naomi? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in a place called Nürnberg, Germany.
Okay.
And then moved here as a teenager, moved to southern part of the state, and then...
What part of the southern? Because I'm a southern.
Oh, Lincoln County.
Oh,
yeah.
Logan County, practically neighbors or cousins.
Oh, God.
Or both.
That could be true. That could be true. Dating in high school was difficult. I hadn't been to enough family reunions to know who I was related to.
And suddenly it goes off the rails. Anytime the fun girls are here. All right, so you got another dad jokes competition coming up, right? Now talk about this. This second year you've done this?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
all right,
for sure.
Talk about it.
Well, we moved it. Originally, we had it last year around June, around Father's Day.
Around Father's Day, yeah.
So we moved it because there's a lot going on in this city in June, and we didn't want to put an additional strain on everybody. So, March is kind of that day, like you're trying to get out. Sun's coming out a little bit. There's some flowers, so we got to do some things. So,
and what is the date again?
Saturday.
Oh, I think you turned your microphone off over there.
I can. Oops, secrets. Okay. Saturday, March 21st.
Okay, and where's it going to be?
It's going to be at the Capitol Theater, so it'll be 123 Summer Streets, also known as Resurrection Church.
All right. So, what is it about this? Obviously, you did it last year and you had success with it. What actually goes on there in the dad jokes competition?
Well, we have local folks, regular people off the street that tell dad jokes. They come and they compete, and you don't have to be a dad because a dad is a vibe. So men and women, however you identify, you're welcome. As long as you can tell a corny joke, we are here for it.
We've kind of, I think, adopted that term dad jokes. And basically it's just corny, normally clean jokes. I don't think they have to be, but normally that's what they are.
Yeah.
That's a good dad joke, good puns and things of that nature.
Yeah.
How many people did you participate last year?
We sold out, and then we had some folks that got a little stage fright, so they didn't show up.
Yeah, we had some scaredy cats that I had booked 10 dad joke tellers, and then suddenly 5 had excuses the day of, cold feet, so to speak. But we did have 5 contestants, and they made it a really good show.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So what do you look for in somebody to participate in this?
Okay. Well, so one thing to say, you mentioned clean dad jokes. We do look for folks that are willing to tell clean dad jokes, but innuendo is fine because this is a family-friendly audience.
Like PG-13, maybe.
Yeah, PG-13 is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of think of the Muppet Show, right? So the Muppets are for adults, but the kids are totally watching it because they're not understanding the innuendo. So
exactly.
Kind of it.
And I grew up, in that era when the Muppet Show was first on TV, and you're right about that because there were a lot of jokes that 8-year-old Dave didn't necessarily understand, but I would watch it with my grandfather, and he thought it was hilarious. And then as I got a little bit older, I was like, okay, well, that doesn't mean it doesn't mean it's dirty or anything. It was just there was just some different level of humor.
Yeah, there's a hidden meaning.
Tongue in cheek, wink and nod.
Yeah.
We're talking to Naomi and Samantha here from the West Side Neighborhood Association. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Bridge Valley Community Technical College. Visit bridgevalley.edu. Bridge Valley Community Technical College. Your career starts here. All right, so how do people sign up?
So they can find the event on Facebook and a link to our Google form to sign up. It's very easy, and then I review their application.
All right. Well, so what is on the application?
The application is very simple. One of the things I am asking this year is, are you available, and are you willing to perform in front of a live audience?
Yes. Yeah.
Because again, some people didn't realize the Capitol Theater is pretty grand when you're on stage. So making sure you're willing for that. But basically, they just need to tell me a joke, give me their social medias. That way, I can vet them, and then I will give them a call. Because I also need to see if they can handle it.
Okay. Well, and I think that's because we all know those people that are funny. You had that uncle, you had that teacher, coworker or whatever. But doing it in front of people is a totally different thing. I was always like the class clown and surprise and all this, and all this stuff. But the first time I ever, and I'm not a professional stand-up comic by any stretch of the imagination, but I have done a few shows with other people just because I wanted to, and I did it very later in life. I just wanted to try it. I've only done 4 or 5 because I was like, okay, I'm good. That was a totally different world. And plus, having done this for 38 years, I'm normally only looking at the people in the studio or the people on the other side of the glass. I get texts and I get phone calls and so on and so forth, but there's no immediate feedback. It's a little bit different, when you're on stage. But the good thing about the dad jokes thing is you don't necessarily have to bring your own jokes. I mean, you can use other people's if you want.
Exactly. You can borrow. You can do your research. Notebooks are fine. We are allowed notes on stage again.
Okay,
people,
very good. Very good point.
Yeah, people aren't professional comedians, and that's okay. That's the beauty of it. But they just need to be willing to perform.
Yeah, and you don't have to write all your notes on your arm.
Yeah,
like you said,
bring
you
a legal
can.
pad.
Yeah, totally.
Or a laptop or whatever.
Whatever works for you. Yeah, it's just more about your delivery and just the spirit of the whole thing.
Okay, and so last year, was there any certain joke that you had never heard before that you remember that really stuck out? Was there one in particular? If not, it is fine. It's kind of a sudden question, but I just thought there might be one that may have stuck out.
I think there was a fart joke that killed.
Okay.
So that was.
I guess
one.
we can say that on the air, Ryan. Can we say that?
Can we say that?
Ryan said it was okay. We can say that on the air. Okay.
If you can say it on air, you can say it at our dad joke competition.
Okay. All right. So that was a joke. Do you remember what? What the joke was?
It was just more. I remember, like I said, we had so many children in the audience, and they just were. We have rubber chickens that they can honk instead of clapping.
Okay, and so you make it like interactive. It's like the Rocky Horror Picture Show here.
Yeah,
it's very.
We
interactive.
have little tongs that you can purchase, and you can clap along.
Now, what does it cost to enter the competition?
Oh, it's free to enter the competition.
Well, I didn't know because you're trying to raise funds. I didn't know whether you would charge.
To enter to be a contestant is free, but you should bring along your family and everybody.
Right. Yeah. And how much does it cost again?
Those will be $20 pre-sale, and then $30 closer at the door
at the night of the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I grew up around a lot of dad jokes because my dad. He was a dad, number one, but he was also a very religious guy, and so all of his jokes had to be clean. Yeah. And he was a Sunday school superintendent, and his job was to get up and welcome everybody before the minister and the choir. He just welcomed everybody, and he thought it was his job to come out and tell a few jokes. And at some point, there were a couple of jokes that he told that the people were like, okay, let's bring the preacher on now. We're ready for the preacher now, One of my dad's jokes that he used to tell, and he would talk about somebody that was a bad singer, and he would say, and this is all in the delivery, he would say, well, she sang in the key of L. Well, it sounds like L. You just got to say that, quickly. So that was one of my dad's jokes. But
it's a good one.
Yeah, that was one of his, not mine. You have Naomi? Do you have a favorite dad joke?
My life is surrounded by dad jokes. Every time I get on social media and everybody around me is telling me dad jokes that when I'm asked to be on demand, I don't really have one.
Okay, that's fine.
But, no, wait. I have a joke about time travel.
Okay.
You didn't like it.
I see what you did there. All right. So what do you need from the listeners? Other than to show up, do you need, and contestants, do you need judges? Are you good on judges?
We have good. We're moving on to judges. We're nailing down our final, people, see who they're available. And so we'll have some.
What are your instructions to the judges, by the way? How does that judging work?
I have a rubric for them.
Okay. Of course you do.
So they are judging on style of the joke, delivery, and then audience feedback.
Okay.
Because that's really good that they have that rapport with the audience. We have 3 rounds of the contest, so they're judging at each round.
Okay. All right. So that means they have to. And how long are the performances?
The first round is a speed round. I think I have it as 1 minute of straight dad jokes.
Okay.
You just keep them on coming, and then
so that could be any number though, because some of them could be just quick riddles, and some could be that could be 1 joke or 10.
Exactly.
You know? Okay.
Yeah. And then round 2 is extended dad jokes, so they can tell a little story, and then the final round is to determine it's like elimination.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so there's a grand champion? Mm-hmm. And do you do second or third place, or just have one champion?
Well, last year we tied for first place.
Really?
So we had 2.
We didn't see that one coming.
I know. They were professionals.
So they didn't. You didn't make them like have a joke off or anything.
They did have a joke off, and it went on a little too long.
Because they were really good.
They were so good.
Not laughing. So yeah, we just decided to do a tie and split up the prizes. So you get a crown, you get a sash, you get a hilariously cheesy trophy that Sam and I will probably make again because we enjoy trying to incorporate crafts whenever we can.
So you made the trophy, huh?
The trophy.
Well, we kind of repurposed a trophy.
Okay. Do they get to keep it? I mean, is it their trophy? Okay.
Yeah. They get to keep this one-of-a-kind piece of art from Sam and I.
Yes. Think dad things. Like it was bowling trophies. Maybe this year it'll be wrestling belts. We don't know.
That's good. That's a good idea. I like the sash. I think that's a cool thing to have the sash.
Yeah. So like, it's just kind of fun. We just try to make it silly and let people, be able to walk around and barbecue with a crown and a sash on.
And it really is a good night. I mean, it's a good night. It's a good night. It's a good night.
Yeah.
But we just really need contestants right now.
Okay, so we need contestants. All right, so here's your final plug for contestants.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So if you know people who are funny or constantly telling you corny jokes, sign them up or ask them to sign up because we want to see them perform on stage. We are we need 10 contestants. So this is the time to shine. So if people are always talking, a big game about their dad jokes, okay, let's put it to the test. Let's see if you can be the grand champion of
just bring
dad
it.
Jokes. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So how many do you have signed up so far?
I think we have like a good handful so far.
Okay, all right, but you're not at 10 yet.
Yeah.
And
we're not at
10 is going to be your cutoff.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, you don't want to have too many because the night will go on. How long does the entire thing last? I mean,
I think it's like just a 2-hour event.
I was going to say a couple of hours.
It's a fun time. That way you can go explore downtown, have a good night out.
Yeah.
There's an intermission too, so we'll have a stand-up comedian on stage too. So like
an actual comedian
Yes.
that you'll bring in. Okay, all right. Do you do concessions and things like that?
Yep,
okay.
There'll be popcorn and little snacks and things like that, and there'll be raffle baskets or prizes and giveaways that will be available.
And again, all the proceeds benefit the West Side Neighborhood Association.
Yep,
What are some of the projects that you've used the money for, or your other fundraisers for?
So we use them to purchase more. Litter pickers, trash bags, safety vests for folks. We use it to buy more seeds and flowers and things like that. And just kind of goes into our general, getting a pizza party together. This year is a special year because we've been around for 30 years. So we will probably use that money towards some of the bigger campaigns that we're doing and doing some oral history and things like that.
Okay. All right. Give us all the details again. Give us the time, the date, and where can people learn more?
All right. Okay. March 21st, which is a Saturday. Doors open at 5, show starts at 6. They can find more at Westside Neighbor on Facebook.
All right. And is there a deadline for people to sign up?
It's a rolling deadline. Let's get them in before March 1st.
Okay, before March 1st would be good. Naomi and Samantha, I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Great.
you so much.
Best of luck with everything. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, helping to identify environmental concerns, asbestos, lead, mold, and indoor quality issues in buildings all across the state, providing inspections, testing, and accredited lab services you can trust. Visit pinnaclecorp.net, helping you understand your environment because what you don't know can hurt you. Biggly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Bataylor text 304-935-5008. Former Charleston Mayor Danny Jones is going to join us a little bit later on the show. Stay with us. Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
The Dave Allen Show is presented in part by Generations Ford in Hurricane, part of the Eric J. Tarr family of businesses.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Dave Allen here for Generations Ford of Hurricane. The temperatures are warming up and so are the deals on used vehicles at Generations Ford. Right now, we have our used inventory priced to move with great deals. Shop and compare any used vehicle on our lot today at generationsford.com. Need service? Get ready for spring with our Works package and ask about our pickup and delivery service. Visit us today off the Hurricane exit.
One destination for every generation. Generations Ford. This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
I'm loving this. Yes, yes, yes.
Welcome back to the show. It is 9:27. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. Wintertime now, but we're already thinking about baseball at Go-Mart Ballpark. Now would be a great time to secure your season tickets, merchandise, and more. DirtyBirdsBaseball.com. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. Texas Dave, there is a widespread X outage. Started around 8:02 a.m. Eastern time. I was unaware of that. I do a little video prior to the show just to kind of tell people what's going on X. And well, mine posted fine, so I haven't scrolled it in some time, but my video went on X. By the way, you can follow me on X at Dave870 if you wish. Coming up later today, Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron is back today. We're going to introduce you to another great mayor from around the state. It's been 1 year since the devastating floods in southern West Virginia. McDowell County, of course, hit particularly hard. We're going to talk about that. It's Rural Health Day at the Capitol. Former state senator and doctor, well, he's still a doctor, Ron Stallings is going to join us. Jeff Jenkins has the news. TJ Meadows will stop by. It's President's Day, so we're going to spend a little time talking about that on the show today and more. Metro News Midday with me and 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron coming up at noon today, brought to you by Salango Law. On this show tomorrow, Aaron Noon Flatley and the folks from the Charleston Area Alliance will stop by, and another visit from our good friend Dr. Casey Sachs of Ridge Valley Community and Technical College. Mayor Danny Jones is here. Good morning, sir. Welcome back.
Good morning.
I had to tell a real quick story to the folks here. I hit Charleston around 7 this morning, taking my time, getting off the Virginia Street exit by WSAZ and the Hampton Inn, pulling into town. And if you can picture this, I am in the far right lane because I'm coming off the exit. There's a car on the far left side. So basically there's a couple lanes in between us, me and this other car. Look straight ahead, and there is a Tesla coming the wrong way up Virginia Street. I mean, if you can picture that, I mean, people do it all the time. He or she is coming the wrong way up Virginia Street. Basically, they split my neighbor and I, not really my neighbor, but they were in the other lane. And so the car, we basically had to go to the sides so the car could go between us. The only thing I will say to that driver is, I hope you got where you're going safely, because you dang near caused an accident with two people right there. And I was thinking about this, Danny. You're a Charleston guy. I see an awful lot of wrong way drivers on Virginia Street. Have you noticed that?
I see them all over town.
Well, and I guess maybe it's because there's so much on Virginia Street, and you think about it, it goes, all the way down to the Capitol. But we've stood out here at 1111 and just seen people turn out of one of the doctor's offices, and they just go right back up the street. And you would think that the blowing horns and the people flashing their lights would be an indication that maybe I've screwed up and I should pull to the side and go in the opposite direction. But that wasn't the case this morning. The Tesla just kept right on going.
Wonder what happened to it.
I don't know, maybe it couldn't.
Or if it ever, I hope it caught the drift.
Well, yeah, I hope it turned out okay, is what I hope. I hope nobody was hurt. All right, so how was California, my friend?
It was nice.
Okay.
I'm going back Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah. I'll be back Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That's a long trip to make for just a few days.
I got business.
Yeah, you got business.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got business out there.
Okay. Well, I tell you, I don't know how the weather was when you were there, but it's pretty bad now, or it's going to be heavy rain in Southern California. I heard that. Then, like up in the mountains, which you're nowhere near there, but up in the mountains, they were expecting in some areas up to 7 feet of snow. You ever visit that part of California, like up in the mountains?
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice when you were there. Is that what you're saying?
Oh. I'm looking back here in York, 5 degrees.
Yeah, last week. Yeah.
And I have on my Facebook, I did some Facebook videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd hold my phone and let people watch the surfers. You know, it was beautiful.
So today is President's Day. I have a feeling you've talked about before who your favorite president was. But give me a couple of others. Give me a couple of your favorite presidents. Because you're a historian, too, so it doesn't have to necessarily be those during your lifetime. Who were the most impactful presidents to you?
The most impactful?
Impactful or your favorite, either one. Answer it however you want.
Let's do impactful.
Okay, go ahead.
George Washington.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln. And Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Okay. But who are your favorites, though? I didn't think it would be that difficult. I thought you'd just say Nixon and going away. That's
Richard Nixon.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
He was my favorite.
What was it about Nixon? Now, we all know how the Nixon presidency ended the second term with Watergate and so on and so forth, but most people, historians that I have read, have said that, you know, Nixon wasn't perfect, and obviously he's going to be remembered for Watergate, but he did some really, really good things as president.
I remember when in 1971, he did some stuff that the left really liked. You know, he did wage and price controls. I think he did it just to prove they wouldn't work. He let the dollar float. Unlike now, he had the head of the Fed was a guy named Arthur Burns, and Nixon influenced him and was able to do some stuff through him that, and Time Magazine made him Man of the Year. And you'd have never known in 1971 that he would have, 3 years later, he would have had to leave.
Somebody told me this the other day, and I hope I have the date on this right, about Nixon's visit to China. That when, what year was that? Was that 70 or
72?
72. Okay,
May of 72.
It was definitely May of 72? Okay, well, that shoots my story out of heck then that I was going to tell.
Now, what were you going to say?
Well, somebody told me the other day that in May in 1972 that the Buffalo Creek flood, which killed 126 people in my home county of Logan, wasn't the lead story on the nationwide news, that the lead story was the president being in China.
Buffalo.
And that was in February of 72.
Buffalo Creek was earlier.
It was February 72.
Yeah.
It was. Okay.
Yeah. And
maybe I just totally got that story.
Nixon went in the spring.
Okay.
Tell you a little story about that. Chow En-lai greeted him off the plane. He was standing down at the bottom. In 1954, Chow En-lai had been at a meeting in one of those places in Switzerland where they gather to make peace. And John Foster Dulles wouldn't shake hands with Chow En-lai. And he wouldn't shake hands with him. So Nixon, when he was 4 steps from the bottom, stuck his hand out. He had his hand stuck out 4 steps from the bottom when he got off the plane. So to those that had gotten in the minutiae of history and knew that, they knew why.
Can you imagine what that moment would have been like now with social media? How it would have been played over and over again?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, so
it was a big deal when he did that.
Who do you think were the worst presidents?
Well,
and here's the thing. That's kind of an unfair question when you're talking about your favorite or the best or the worst, because they've all had good and bad, moments. A lot of people considered, although he was a great man, a lot of people considered that Jimmy Carter was not a good president. Nobody's going to question what an incredible human being he was.
He wasn't.
But he wasn't a great president. And I think Joe Biden's going to be remembered that way as well. Politics aside, party aside, I think Joe Biden will be remembered that way as well.
Harding.
Okay.
Wilson was racist. You go back, the guy who gets a bad rap is Ulysses S. Grant. He had a lot of corruption in his administration. Mm-hmm. And then Andrew Johnson, of course, he got impeached and kept from being convicted by one vote. One vote.
One vote.
One vote. In the middle there, you had some guys like Millard Fillmore that were just kind of non-existent. Mm-hmm. So
we haven't mentioned the word, the two names that haven't come up in either name. Neither one of these names have come up in our conversation so far: Reagan and Trump.
Well, Reagan. I mean, I like Ronald Reagan. I voted for him twice, and I liked him.
My first president, I was thinking the first president I would have voted for would have been Bush the first, because that's when I turned 18 in 1988. So he would have been the first president.
He was the most qualified.
Yeah. What about Trump? How's history going to look back on Donald Trump?
Not well. Not well at all. Mm-hmm. Not in my humble opinion. Mm-hmm. And the Kennedy Center, what he's done there, they're taking all the Kennedy stuff out of the Kennedy Center.
I didn't know that. I knew that he was wanting to change the name. I didn't know he was taking this stuff out.
Maria Shriver is removing all the Kennedy.
Oh, she's doing it. Okay. All right.
She's removing all of it.
Okay.
And maybe if we have a different president next time, maybe they'll move it back in and call it the Kennedy Center again.
Well, and a lot of performers are canceling too. They're not going.
There'll be no performers. Yeah. If it's not, if President Trump's going to put his name on it, like he has, people won't perform there. I mean, Kid Rock maybe.
Did you get in on all of the Super Bowl halftime controversy?
I was out west, and
that's interesting. So, what was I'm sure you were with your friends watching the Super Bowl. I mean, I would think that you were. Mm-hmm. What's the vibe out west about the Bad Bunny versus the Turning Point?
Well, they had a huge television in the house I was at, and they were watching Bad Bunny. It wasn't a controversy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I couldn't understand what he was saying. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how good a job he did.
Well, I mean,
I'd rather watch a Bohemian Rhapsody.
Well, there was, again, we talked about this last week, Danny, and the Super Bowl halftime show is not designed for people your age or even people my age. It's not who it's designed for. Bad Bunny has won a bunch of Grammys. He's one of the top selling artists in America right now. So be it. We're out of it. I mean, we're out of the culture. It's not relevant. We're not relevant anymore in certain ways.
I got nothing against him.
No, I don't either. I have nothing against him.
I don't. The Patriots weren't going to win. So.
And that's who you're pulling for.
And I had a chance to get a ride, so I went back to the hotel.
Text says Woodrow Wilson was incapacitated, and his wife illegally signed legislation.
His last year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'd had a stroke.
There are a lot of people, and I'll say this, we'll take the break. There are a lot of people that say that in the last year of the presidency that Reagan wasn't there either.
I don't buy that.
You don't buy him?
No.
All right. Text says Andrew Jackson was pretty terrible. Didn't he tell the Supreme Court to kick rocks while he was genociding the natives of the Southeast?
Yep.
The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. More with Danny Jones coming up on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you looking for a technical job in the medical field? Generations is growing and looking to add on job-trained physical therapy techs to our rehab team. To apply, visit one of our 7 convenient locations or simply click on us at generationspt.com.
You know us as Polka Valley. The name may be simpler, but our commitment is stronger than ever. At Polka Valley, our role in the community goes beyond banking. Yes, we deliver the trusted banking services you expect, but we also bring expertise in wealth management, financial planning, and accounting and bookkeeping services. Whether you're planning for tomorrow or managing today, you'll find the guidance and relationships you need to move forward. With 8 convenient locations, Polka Valley is here to help you thrive. Polka Valley, relationships matter. Member FDIC.
It's time to transform your home with the perfect blend of style and function. From cozy carpet, stunning hardwoods, to custom, handcrafted cabinets, Nitro Carpet and Design Center has it all. Whether it's a kitchen revamp or a bathroom facelift, our expert design team will guide you every step of the way. Financing available. Visit us right off the interstate at New Goff Mountain Road in Cross Lanes. Nitro Carpet and Design Center, where your dream home becomes reality. Explore more at nitrocarpet.com.
High school basketball, South Charleston versus St. Albans. Tonight at 7 on 580 WCHS and WCHSnetwork.com.
Welcome back to the show. 18 minutes away from 10. The Marshall University Quarterback Club of Charleston presents their annual beach party Saturday, February 28th. Starts at 6 at Embassy Suites in Charleston. Get your beachwear on and get ready to have some fun and raise money for the Marshall Big Green. Plenty of great food and drinks, silent auctions, plus the Jimmy Buffett-inspired music of Jim Snyder. MCs, yours truly, along with Steve Animal from 98.7 The Mountain Wild, a wonderful classic rock. Tickets available from the Marshall University Quarterback Club of Charleston's Facebook page or herdzone.com. Marshall University Quarterback Club of Charleston's annual beach party Saturday night, February 28th at 6 at Embassy Suites, presented by Astorg Auto. Danny Jones is here. Texas top presidents, George Washington won, followed by Ronald Reagan, Thomas Jefferson, Calvin Coolidge, and Dwight Eisenhower, with honorable mention James Garfield, according to a texter.
Okay.
All right. Worst presidents, according to the same texter. Number 1, James Buchanan. Number 2, Andrew Johnson. 3, Jimmy Carter. 4, Warren Harding. And 5, Joe Biden, with honorable mention as worst, Franklin Pierce.
Buchanan I forgot about.
Okay.
Yeah. He's got a good list there.
All right. Text says Trump could be considered one of the worst, but also the most transformational in the history of the Union.
In the Middle East, with the Abraham Accords, and it's hard to badmouth what he's done there.
Yeah,
he's really
even some liberals have come out who wouldn't give Trump credit if he cured cancer. Have come out and said that the things he's done on a worldwide stage as far as the Middle East and whatever were pretty good.
Well,
Donna Brazile, of all people, Donna Brazile.
I'm critical of, he told those protesters in Iran that help was on the way, and it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And 20,000.
Yeah, Bill Maher talked about that this past week on his show.
30,000.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they couldn't find enough body bags for all the people. And you had, those people over in Iran, they need the Second Amendment.
Text says, a liberal professor of mine told me that okay, let me back up. A liberal professor of mine told me that judging presidents 20 years after leaving office, so personal feelings are toned down and time to see how the policy is fared. So in other words, what they're saying is that you shouldn't judge somebody until maybe 20 years later. And the text goes on to say Bush 41 is up for judgment at this time.
Bush, you mean older Bush?
Well, if it was 20 years, that would be 2006. That'd be the year we're looking at.
Well, the Iraq War got him.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, I don't know, politely, it was a mistake.
Yeah. Text says President Trump has done more to strengthen this country than any other president in my lifetime.
I'm sorry.
So that's your editorial comment.
Yeah. I don't, was that when he did the cartoons with the Obamas looking like primates? Is that?
Yeah, but they'll defend that.
How?
They say that it wasn't that there were others involved in that.
What?
Yeah, that's my point. There's just some lines, and look, I'm a First Amendment absolutist. He has every right in the world to do that, but doesn't make it the right thing to do. You got
it. He's the president,
right? Exactly. He shouldn't be on social media to begin with. And no president should be on social media to begin with, in my opinion. Text says the reason there is so much hate towards Trump, look at what these people are comfortable and permitted in saying and doing, then have the gall to attempt to take some kind of moral high ground. It's despicable. Because you don't like him. Personally, you're going to turn a blind eye as the nutcases in Minneapolis attack ICE and students across the country take part in these walkouts to protest ICE, end up assaulting a parent, and they also hit a man with rocks.
And ICE shot 2 people up there in Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
And that young man, that was murder. That's my.
So I want to switch gears. I want to talk about this whole thing with Nancy Guthrie. You've been following that. You said you're out in California. I know it's on. I mean, it's on everywhere. It's on 24 hours. The country is kind of. This is kind of a bad equation, but it's kind of like the modern OJ trial. Remember how everybody was about OJ, but the only difference was there wasn't social media.
Fox News has it 24/7.
Okay,
I mean it's and you don't know if you keep thinking you're going to have progress, but I mean it's been 2 weeks now.
The longer it goes, the more dismal it looks. And something that I heard on ABC News, Danny, this morning, I was driving in this morning, a lot has been made about the glove that they found discarded, doing DNA testing on it and whatnot. The glove, and I heard this on the morning news this morning, the glove was one of something like 16 gloves that they found along the roadways. Now, they say that many of them were discarded by investigators. Now, I'm not a crime scene CSI kind of guy, Danny, but doesn't that seem weird? I'm not saying it's nefarious anyway. I'm just saying that the investigators are just tossing gloves right and left. I mean,
it's reckless. I mean, it's reckless. It makes no sense.
And now all the conspiracy theory people have gone in because I read something yesterday. And I almost don't even want to repeat it because it's like it lends more to it, but also that they're trying to tie in that Savannah Guthrie had done an interview, like one of the last interviews that she did was with not Ghislaine Maxwell, but the other Virginia lady that was involved in the whole Epstein file, and that this was somehow tied to the Epstein file. I think this country has got such a penchant and such a obsession. That's the right word, obsession with the Epstein file, that no matter what happens. Mm-hmm. It's going to be tied into that. But it is a tragic story. But there are people that, Danny, are just they are obsessed with this Nancy Guthrie story.
And some people are obsessed with the Epstein files.
Oh, no. I mean, yeah, a lot. And there are people that are saying, the conspiracy theory people are saying, well, we had to have something to draw attention away from the Epstein files. I got news for you. The Epstein files ain't going away. It's not going away. And the obsession with it is not going anywhere.
It's okay with me. Bad news doesn't get better with age.
Yeah.
Okay? So, Attorney General Bondi and all those people.
I was going to ask you what you thought about the Jerry Springer episode last week with Attorney General Bondi.
She didn't look good.
No.
But they need to get all the news out. Mm-hmm. Just all of it.
Mm-hmm. Did you... a lot was made over the weekend, some of the weekend shows, Danny. We'll do this and we'll go to break. That during that hearing, that she was more interested in yelling back. And the other side, I'm going to be honest with you, the people that were sitting behind the desk could have probably done a little bit a better job of keeping their emotions in check, okay? But it's a very emotional topic, but that she would not look at the victims that were standing there.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, she should have.
Yeah.
And the people questioning her, right or wrong, they have 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And what they're looking for, yes or no answers.
Right.
And what she's trying to do is do filibuster. So that just doesn't go on with her. It goes on with anybody
that's there. Text says, with rating presidents, it would also depend on what standards are used. Some may be better domestic and horrible foreign and vice versa. And that's a very good point.
Okay.
Text says, Trump has kept his promises that he made during his campaign. Will go down as the greatest president of my lifetime. One of those promises was fully releasing the Epstein files.
Well, they haven't done it yet.
And that prices were going to go down lower on day one, which did not happen. And look, he should have never made that promise to begin with.
Well, but let me defend him on that.
All right, go ahead.
You have a lower rate of inflation. Mm-hmm. than you had before. What if you want prices to go down? You need to either have a recession or a depression. Prices aren't going to go down.
Mm-hmm. But he said he said on day one prices go down. No president can do that. He should have never said it. It was a stupid thing to say.
He said that he was going to end the war in Ukraine,
and he would release the Epstein file.
Well, that's their fault. They ought to release them and ought to do it on day one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's gotten mad at Tim Scott and that Senator Britt from Alabama, because they called those pictures of the Obamas racist.
Yeah, I know Tim Scott did. I heard that.
No, she did too.
Okay.
He said he might primary him, you know.
Text says, Florida guy Dave, today is 17 days of the media nonstop hype on missing person Nancy Guthrie, only because she's related to a big news personality. Any other missing person won't be mentioned at all. China could be dropping nukes on us, and it would never be mentioned. Well, that's our culture. I mean,
is.
Yeah, and you can't blame the media for that.
It is.
The media is only answering what people are talking about. All right.
And I'm curious about it. She's an older lady, and we can relate to it because what if it happened to us?
Mm-hmm. What
if our senior mother, 84-year-old mother, had been kidnapped? You know, and Savannah Guthrie, I guess she's probably in her 50s. You know.
9:53, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Husson's Pizza all month long, even after Valentine's Day. Get yourself a 14-inch, one-topping, heart-shaped pizza, only $14.99 for delivery. Pick up or dine in. Visit HussonsPizza.com. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses care for your family.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Dave Allen here for Generations Ford of Hurricane. The temperatures are warming up, and so are the deals on used vehicles at Generations Ford. Right now, we have our used inventory priced to move with great deals. Shop and compare any used vehicle on our lot today at generationsford.com. Need service? Get ready for spring with our Works package and ask about our pickup and delivery service. Visit us today off the Hurricane exit.
One destination for every generation. Generations Ford.
My name's Chris Miller. I'm president of Dutch Miller Automotive. Jarrett Construction completely renovated and helped redesign Dutch Miller Kia in South Charleston. The fit and the finish and the quality of the project is exceptional. He has an attention to detail and an eye for that kind of stuff. You always want to give your best to your customer. It's just as important to him as it is to you. If you're ever looking to build anything, I'd call Jarrett Construction because you know exactly you're going to get something excellent every single time.
Call on Jarrett Construction.
Looking for some sweet treats you just can't beat? Montanaro Cakery is this week's 50-50 Friday. Locally owned and operated, Montanaro Cakery specializes in custom cakes, macarons, pepperoni rolls, cheesecakes, and other pastries made from scratch. Montanaro Cakery, located on Kanawha Terrace in St. Albans, across from Husson's Pizza. Friday at 9 a.m. Go to WCHSnetwork.com and click the 50-50 Friday button to get 50% off gift certificates for Montanaro Cakery, courtesy of the WCHS family of networks.
Welcome back to the show. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you by Generations Ford of Hurricane. Great deals going on now. Their selection of used vehicles. Shop and compare any used vehicle at generationsford.com. And if you need service, ask about their Works package and their pickup and delivery service too. Check them out today just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. One destination for every generation. Generations Ford. See dealer for details. Danny Jones is here. Text says the victims have already come out and shown who they are. Let them testify. Let them tell us their story publicly. Says a texter. Text says, the U.S. has an obsession with conspiracy theories. Look at the Epstein-Trump files. The president, the wealthiest people on the planet, people at the top of their industries, a lot of them are in there and had relationships with Epstein. Of course, there's conspiracies going on when there's an active denial campaign from the DOJ about a global child sex trafficking ring. Text says, you guys need to look at total force, not a single tree, when evaluating President Trump's effectiveness.
Say that again.
You guys need to look at the total forest and not a single tree when evaluating President Trump's effectiveness. So in other words, what they're saying is don't just look at one thing. look at the entire presidency.
Well, I'm not going to respond to that. No.
Text says, stop trying to legitimize Trump. I didn't think it would be possible, but Trump is 100 times worse than W. Makes George W. Bush look like Jefferson, says the text.
You know, we just saw something on here that I hadn't seen before. Mm-hmm. There's blood all over there.
I couldn't really, because we have the TV on mute, I couldn't tell if that was, this is the Nancy Guthrie crime scene.
It is. No, okay. They said that.
Okay, I didn't see it.
But they showed the blood on the walkway, and forgive me, I had never seen that before. I haven't been watching it. I've been listening to it.
Text says, also, why is WVRC Media running an ad about Dick Durbin? I know ad revenue is great, but what connection does Dick Durbin have to West Virginia? We don't ask questions. We just take their money when they ask, when they want to run. We don't ask questions.
There's apparently a bill that people want to kill that Durbin is the sponsor of.
Okay.
That's what that's about.
Yeah.
And it had national implications having to do with credit cards.
I want to go back to President Trump just a moment, Danny, as we close this out. There's new polling out, going back to ICE. It says that well over 60% of all Americans, regardless of party, aren't happy with the way the ICE deployments have gone and the actions across America. Well over 60%, regardless of party.
I'm not surprised. I think that his style of doing things is, to send 3,000 people to Minneapolis is pretty strong. I think he's done a good job at the border. You know, that's if you want me to say something good about him, but sending 3,000 people to Minneapolis was pretty strong. And plus, it took away from the Somali thing.
Danny Jones, always a pleasure to have you on the show, my friend.
Thanks for allowing me.
And you're going to come back next week, right?
I'll be here.
If you don't decide to stay in California.
No, I'll be here.
Right. DJ Meadows coming up with Talkline. What you got on the show today, my friend?
Liberty Capito of the Hill. You know, she just had a baby, and she talks about her journey to figure out what vaccines to give or not to give. So we'll talk with her on the latest op-ed piece. Michael Brooks, McDowell County Commissioner, 1 year since that huge flood, Dave. We'll talk with him, see how they're doing. Evan Brown with the latest on Nancy Guthrie, plus State School Board President Paul Hardesty in studio.
In the building, Mr.
He's
Hardesty.
already here.
He's right here beside me. Paul and I go way back.
Yeah.
Way back. All right. Danny, thank you so much. TJ and Wilson coming up with Talkline 10:06. I'll be back later today with Metro News midday on this show. Tomorrow again, Dr. Casey Sachs of Bridge Valley will stop by, and Aaron Noon Flatley from the Charleston Area Alliance. Follow the news of the day, WVMetroNews.com. Follow me on social media, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, or at Dave A70 on X. Till later, have fun, love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston and 104.5 Cross Lanes. A WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.